Hello, and welcome to the August 19th, 2024 Kubernetes Contributor Summit Planning Meeting. Mario is on vacation now, so I'll be the point of contact for this week and I believe next week. We are part of the Kubernetes community following the CNCF Code of Conduct. Basically, be good to each other. With that, I can start. Lead updates, there's not a lot of updates, especially with Mario out. He is out. If you need anything, let me know. I can try to help. The only other kind of administrative thing, September 2nd is a holiday in the US. So we're going to skip that meeting. If anything important comes up, please bring it up in the Slack channel. I have a feeling a lot of us will still be around and accessible at some point during that day. Other than that, I think we can pass it on to you, Brian.
All right. So I don't have a ton of updates today either, but I did reach out to 10 different venue options for the celebration last week. Proposals have started coming in. So I'm kind of sorting through those as they come in, and I'm going to narrow it down to the 3 to 4 best. And I will put them together as a list and hopefully can share those with everybody next week. So be on the lookout for those. Also, if anybody has any specific venue suggestions, ideas, or requests, please do feel free to share those with me as soon as possible, and I will definitely reach out to them if I haven't already. Also, we are working on finalizing the overall event AV orders next week. So if there are any specific AV requests for KCS, any of the rooms or spaces, please let me know. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same setup as we always use. So don't worry, we'll have AV. But if there's anything different needed, just let me know. Also, if we need any flip charts, whiteboards, or office supplies, or any specific requests like that for any of the rooms, please let me know so I can go ahead and get that order placed as well. Otherwise, that's all I had for this week.
Quick question, and I'm sorry, in the new layout of Zoom, I haven't quite figured out how to raise my hand yet, so there it is. Of the venues that you've reached out to, what does it look like for walking distance from the Salt Palace?
Yeah, so I've only reached out to venues that are 20-minute or less walk. I've really tried to focus on within a 10 to 15-minute walk, but some are a little bit outside of that. So no more than 20 minutes.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. And that 20 minutes also does take into account the very specific entrance that we will be funneling people in and out of for registration. So it could actually be shorter since there are so many entrances and exits from the venue. It could actually be like a 10-minute walk from the venue, depending on what side you leave. But just so we know.
Sounds good.
I remember the question about flip charts and things. Do we normally have those in on-conference sessions?
I have ordered flip charts before for some of the rooms, and I think maybe one page has been used. So that's why I'm just not going to order them this time unless they're specifically requested, because I know they kind of ended up going to waste and we end up either having to donate them or throw them out. So if they're needed, let me know. Otherwise, I probably won't be placing an order for them. Again, like I said, I've ordered them before and they just don't seem to actually be used. So
Yeah, I think we should be able to get by with laptops. All right, but if anyone does know of any need for that, please let Brian know.
yeah.
Anything else with the updates?
Nope, that was it for me.
All right, thank you. Hand over to Josh for ops.
Yeah, again, still early days for ops, so we're mostly looking at swag. Do we have folks from content here today?
Yep, that's me.
Okay, cool. So I got feedback from the vendor for the staff swag. It looks like honestly they can do personalization and get stuff shipped off in like 2+ weeks. So my question from there is when are the time slots that we currently have for when sessions are more or less final? And the follow-up to that is when will we actually know, when will we actually have the session schedule aside from unconference?
I don't have an answer for that, sorry. We didn't speak about it yet.
Okay, I'll drop it in Summit because that's going to be what it comes down to. Well, that'll be part of it. I also need to work out the math on pricing because it may be, that we run out of money, but we'll find out. Okay. Other than that, we're going to have our ops meeting after this meeting's time slot today, and mostly discussing our staffing positions. So.
Great, thanks, Josh. Sorry, I didn't catch who that was, but hand over for content.
Okay, so we have 9 CFPs and we have access received to scarce. I think we're good here for now.
Okay,
That's all.
all right, thank you. Becca for communications.
Yeah, so for communications, we have sent the CFP registration mail already right after the KubeCon schedule was released. And we have also scheduled the call for designs for today itself. So it will be going out very soon. Apart from that, we have requested review for the design reminder that has to go soon. And I have attached the full schedule that is going to come up next for August and September, and also for beyond September, that is like 9 more communications after September as well. And we just have like from GitHub updates, it's still the KCS comms document. Other than that, we don't have anything else. If there are any requests for communications, please let us know. Yeah.
All right. Anything else or any questions for communications? Thanks for the update. Sander, social.
Yeah, not too much, still on the early side for us. Thanks, Brienne, for the updates on the venue. I think the only other thing here is I'm gonna, feel pretty confident I'm gonna do jigsaw puzzles again as an activity. Really liked it when we did it in Amsterdam. People really seem to enjoy it. So I'm gonna post some image options in Slack in the next week or so here and get some votes out from people on what we'd like to use for an image. Probably pull from the 50 books again. Yeah, that's about all.
I like it. All right, Savita, registration.
Yep, so I got to the approvals today and we have around 53 so far. It's been an increase this week from last week, around 30 approvals at least. And we have 2 people not approved, 4 staff, and 47 approved. That also includes CNCF staff. When we just say staff, I think we just mean the KCS staff. I just have a question about that. Do we need to put the CNCF staff under the staff, or do we want to? How do we want to track them?
I think we skipped the CNCF staff.
Okay, So then I think I might have to adjust the numbers. I'll go back and check if we are counting them and or not, and then I'll just adjust and update the numbers.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks for the update. That was you, Josh? Yeah. What
Yeah,
was it?
I just remembered something because we didn't have Brienne here last week, and this came up in the last ops meeting. Brienne, would we have a budget for some arrow signs in the venue? Because we've identified a couple locations where we'd want to have arrow signs, like directing people between the main session and the breakout rooms.
So we have like our standard budget for our signage that is part of the larger KubeCon event. So they do have directional signage and everything planned that will have arrows on them. And since our space is pretty contained this time, Janelle and I have actually walked through our signage plan for where we're going to place the signage and how we're going to do it. I think we should have pretty much everything covered as far as directional signs go. But if there are anything specific that you can think of, just send me a message and I'll make sure that we kind of have that covered as well.
Yeah, no, it was just more wanting arrow signs, pointing from the main room, towards the breakout rooms, and on
Okay.
the other end from the docs room towards the rest of the contributor summit.
Okay. Well, let
for
me
anybody
put
who's coming in that way.
our list together and I'll share it with you so
Cool.
you can see what we're planning. And if you think we need anything additional, just let me know.
Good. And by the way, we spent the last ops meeting going over the video, so thanks for that. That helped a lot, knowing what we were
Yeah,
dealing
that
with.
video is very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think we can move on to Caslin for the meet and greet.
Hello. No updates. Just
Sounds good.
waiting for news from Bob, Jiffy, and George on what that space is going to look like. And it sounds like they have us in mind. They're keeping us in mind as they plan things out. So I get reassurances from them regularly that it's going to happen. So.
All right.
Yes, it is. Just with KubeCon China this week, that's where both Chief and George are. It'll probably take more shape once that and OSS Japan is over.
Okay, then we can move on to Mars.
Hello, no updates from my side. Yay. We are still waiting for award designs, and I'm slowly preparing an Excel sheet for Brienne with all the award lists of all the award recipients, basically. So far, so good. Fingers crossed.
All right, sounds good. Swag, I don't have any updates on that. I know Mario was tracking it down. Sounded like things were moving along and no cause for concern, so I'm sure we'll get an update once he's back. So on to anything else? All yours, Bob.
Okay. So as part of I think it was part of a raffle or something like that, the CNCF were talking about putting out signed posters by some of the Kubernetes founders, the Kubernetes 10-year posters. And in talking to Tim and other people, instead of just having that be from the founders, let's just bring them in and have people at the summit, just general contributors sign them. So if it's cool, would like to bring, I think it was 50 of the Kubernetes 10-year posters down to have just kind of in the social area for the contributor summit, and just ask contributors to sign them because people are actually interested in that sort of thing.
That's cool.
Cool. Also, like I might have mentioned this before, but I unfortunately will probably not be at the summit because of it conflicting with some of my other duties of being the cat herder for the TOC and the tab, which also have their own little offsite that day. So I will try and swing by when I can, but it'll probably just be bouncing in there.
Busy week. Okay, does anyone else have any topics to add to the agenda? Yeah, I think we're in good shape. So if there's nothing else, I think we can wrap up the meeting. So again, we do have next week's meeting, but then the following week is the US holiday, so we will skip that one. But as always, anything, bring it up in the Slack channel. All right, thanks everyone. See you soon.
Later.
See you.